From now, I guess we can move on to the last question, question 4. And question 4 is saying 3 forces of magnitude 8 newtons, 12 newtons, and 2 newtons act at a point. The resultant of the 3 forces is R newtons. The directions of the 3 forces and the resultant are shown in the figure above. Find the value of R, which is the resultant, and the direction theta. Okay, so this is a very interesting question, and this one, since we are requested to find R newtons, which has already been given on our diagram, with a theta that is not directly or which is not with respect to the positive x-axis. We can resolve these vectors individually without using the method that we said we're supposed to apply the resolution with respect to the positive x-axis. So which means I'm going to say my first vector, which is the 12 Newton vector, will be having 2 components, an x component there and a y component, whilst the resultant will be having 2 components, a y component there and an x component. The third vector, this guy is also having 2 components. I have the x component there and a y component there. So what am I going to do? I'm going to assign the cosine and the sines based on which component is adjacent to the theta and which one is opposite to the theta. So like in this case, with the 12 Newton vector, we can see to say the x component is adjacent to the 25 degrees. So it is going to carry a sign. So I have my 12 cos 25 degrees here, whilst I have my 12 sine 25 degrees there. If I go to my Rn, my resultant, you're going to notice that the y component is the one which is adjacent to the theta. So I'm going to say this will be R cos theta, whilst this one will be R sine theta, like this. Then what else? We're going to go to the 8 Newton vector. We can see to say the x component is the one which is adjacent to the 10 degrees. So we're going to say this is 8 cos 10 degrees, whilst the y component will be 8 sine 10 degrees. Then if we look at the last vector, which is the 2 Newton vector, this one, there's no point of resolving it because we can already tell that it is only existing in the y component or in the y-axis. It is pointing vertically downwards, which means it is only existing in the y-axis. So these are the components that we're going to use. So since we've already been given the resultant, we're going to say the Rx will be equal to the summation of the components of the vectors that we're dealing with in the x-axis, whilst the Ry will also be equal to the summation of the components of the given vectors in the y-axis. So this is the same thing that I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm having enough space here, but I can just say my R or my x component of R, which is R sine theta. R sine theta will be equal to the x component of 12, which is 12 cos 25 plus where's the other vector? Plus 0, which is the component of the x component of the 2 Newton vector, then minus 80 cos 10. Since this one is pointing in the negative direction, we are going to incorporate a negative there. So minus 8 cos 10 degrees, like that. And we're going to do the same with the y components. R cos theta, which is the resultant, or the resultant of R in the y component, R cos theta will be equal to the y component of 12, which is 12 sine 25 degrees plus 8 sine 10 degrees, since it's pointing in the positive direction, minus 2. So these, ladies and gentlemen, are the equations that we're going to use to find the magnitude or the R itself and the theta, its direction from the positive y-axis, the way it has been given, just like that. So let's now go to our blackboard. Using these 2 equations, we're going to say this is our question 4. So this is question 4, and the 2 equations we're using are that R sine theta will be equal to 12 cos 25 plus 0 minus 8 cos 10 degrees. Then in the y, we have, well, first let's manipulate this one. Let's say r cos theta in the y is equal to 12 sine 25 degrees plus 8 sine 10 degrees minus 2. Okay, let's now find the values of these guys. So this is the same as r sine theta being equal to 12 cos 25 plus, or let's say minus 8 cos 10. So this is equal to 2.997. So this is my equation 1. Then in the y-axis, I'll have 12 sine 25 degrees, 12 sine 25, 12 sine 25 plus 8 sine 10 minus 2. And I'm getting r cos theta being equal to 4.46. And we're going to call this one equation 2. So these two equations are the ones that we're going to work with in order for us to find the value of r and theta. What are we going to do? We're going to divide equation 2 into equation 1. Or simply, I can just say equation 2, or equation 1, sorry. So dividing 2 into 1. So we're going to say equation 1 divided by equation 2. And this will be equal to what? This will be equal to the following. I'll have my r sine theta being equal to 2.99. And by so doing, we're going to notice that our r and r here are going to cancel out. And our equation is going to remain as sine theta divided by cos theta be equal to 2.997 over 4. What's that again? 4.6. Should be 4.6. Yeah. Okay, so sine theta divided by cos theta is equal to tan theta. And this will be equal to what? This will be equal to 2.997 divided by 4.4 or 4.46. So this will be equal to 0.67, like that. And we're going to say our theta will basically be equal to the tan inverse or the arctan of 0.67. Our theta will be equal to tan inverse okay, so this is equal to 33.9 degrees. So our theta is 33.9 degrees. 33.9 degrees. The same is going to happen we can now get this theta and plug it into our first or either of these equations. So we're going to say r sine theta is equal to 2.997. R sine theta is equal to 2.997. So this basically means that we're going to divide both sides by sine theta. So this side divided by sine 33.90 like this. So our r will be equal to 2.997 divided by sine 33.90. So that means our resultant r is equal to 5.37 newtons. And that is the end of this tutorial sheet, ladies and gentlemen. So remember to register with us, remember to register with our academy. And one of the benefits of registering with us is that all your past papers, not all of them, but most of your past papers and tutorial sheets are already solved on our drive. So you're going to find that if you go to our website, you click on your preferred course or the course you're taking, you're going to find that it has all the necessary study materials that you need. For example, all your tutorial sheets for this year. Here we have assignment 1 solutions, tutorial sheet 1, tutorial sheet 2, tutorial sheet 4 part 2, tutorial sheet 4 part 1. And we've just completed tutorial sheet 3 today. So all the necessary things that you need for your studies are already uploaded on our website. So remember to register with us and enjoy our quality tuitions. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share. Until next time, stay blessed.